Sure. Hi, my name's Dave Mulvey. I'm the founder of AMP, and I'm going to be your guide today here on Not Your Daddy's Antivirus. What in the world are we talking about? Well, first, a little bit about AMP. We take a cloud-first approach to managed IT services. We're very much focused on helping our clients adopt kind of a modern workplace using Microsoft 365 licenses and Azure Cloud. And we believe that right now, cybersecurity is the greatest risk that any small, medium business has. And we make that our top priority to protect our clients. We've been doing this since '84, and we support small and medium businesses in our Philadelphia region, ranging anywhere from 20 PCs all the way up to 500. So let's take a look at what we're talking about here today. Old school cyber attacks used files to attack. And that's why everyone had antivirus on their PCs. You know, for years, the criminals tried to get us to download malware and use that malware and that software and that malware as a basis to attack and gain control of a PC. And antivirus was in place to try to stop that. And the whole trick for a cyber criminal was to successfully get the file downloaded, and then the goal of antivirus was to really stop that file from taking hold. And there are a lot of programs out there other than antivirus to help clean a PC. And perhaps you've heard of Malwarebytes or Huntress. And both of these were popular programs that really help you scan your PC and see if you had any malware on it. And it was a very effective way to get malware off the PCs. But as a result of antivirus becoming really effective, cyber criminals, they need to figure out a different way to take over your PC and encrypt your data. So needless to say, like anything in the world, everything evolves. And because the cyber criminals have evolved, you should too. And the cyber criminals realized that antivirus was really blocking their ability to gain control of PCs. And so they've transitioned away from file-based malware attacks and are now running macros and scripts to attack your PC at the memory level. I'll give you an example. One of your employees receives a phishing email and they inadvertently click on it. And when they click on it, perhaps it says, you know, download this Word document or read this invoice. And the minute they click on that file, a macro or a script starts to run in memory. And you've probably seen whenever you've done a Control-Alt-Delete on your PC and taken a look at all the processes that are running on a Windows PC. And today, you know, that could be upwards of 500 processes running simultaneously on your PC. So once you trigger a macro and a script starts running in memory, it's next to impossible for you to ever detect that that's occurring, or even is it a good one or a bad macro. And the cyber criminals are taking advantage of that because your PC is running so many processes at any given time, that you're not going to be able to figure out when there's a bad process running. And then to take it a step further, they can rename the process so it looks very much like a legitimate process, even though it's got, you know, bad effects aimed at you. So because antivirus and file malware-based attacks became ineffective, and cyber criminals figured out that they could start downloading scripts on your PC and run them in memory effectively. Antivirus isn't even looking up in memory. It's just paying attention to the hard disks and your files. Literally a whole new class of product has sprung about because of this new type of attack. And the industry's really was struggling to figure out what to do. And they finally came out with a new product category, and it's called Endpoint Detection and Response. Endpoint Detection and Response. Sometimes you'll hear it abbreviated as EDR. And some of the new EDR companies on the stock market, on the S&P 500, have billions of dollars right now of capital equity in their firms because this is such a hot new topic, a hot new product. And some of the names you might be familiar with: ThreatLocker, SentinelOne, CrowdStrike, All really popular EDR products, but most importantly, very successful in the market. So let's take a look at, hey, what is endpoint detection and response, and what are we looking at here? And specifically, EDR is really like antivirus, except it's aimed at memory, at the processes running on your PC, where antivirus is aimed at files on your hard drive. And like AV, EDR can be purchased as a subscription, like antivirus. That subscription gets updated very regularly with new definitions so that the EDR product knows what to look for. And like antivirus, it's sold based on the number of PCs that you have. So what is EDR? How's it actually work? What's neat about EDR is whenever your PC is on, EDR is working. And it's monitoring all the processes that are running on your PC full time while your PC is operating. And the minute that EDR detects an improper process, it's going to notify us here at A&P as your potentially as your managed service provider, but it's also going to try to quarantine the process right out of memory. And it does that automatically. The detection and quarantine take literally microseconds. We just had a customer inadvertently download a script-based malware attack last week. And in our software, we were able to determine that the detection and quarantine took 11 microseconds. Can you imagine 1/10 of 1 second? That's how quickly it was able to detect and stop the script from doing anything bad. And it's really this kind of ultra fast response that protects you from a script gaining any foothold on your PC. And what's scary about these script kind of attacks is without EDR, you would never know that script is running. You would never know that the cyber criminal is probably phoning home, starting to figure out a way to download more script attacks on your PC and kind of use your PC as its beachhead to start attacking the servers and other PCs in your organization using that original script. Here at A&P, we have a product we call Secure Cloud Advantage, and it's a service product that really bundles all of these kind of cybersecurity things together to protect you, including EDR. We will implement and then proactively manage anything that has to do with Microsoft 365, including Microsoft's Zero Trust security stack. We're going to implement the best cybersecurity best practices that there are. We're going to help you turn on a multi-factor authentication and endpoint detection and response. And then we're going to provide security alerting and monitoring 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And if that's not enough, we're also going to take everything, all the data you have stored up in Microsoft, in the ecosystem of Microsoft. So that could be 365, where your Word and Excel and Exchange lives, but it could also be in Azure. We're going to take that whole company set of data and copy it outside of the Microsoft ecosystem. So God forbid Microsoft has some kind of gigantic breach or an issue, we've got you covered. And then finally, we're also going to provide for you a cyber incident plan. So the minute something goes sideways in your account, you know what to do from an incident response perspective. And many of these things are delivered by our virtual CIOs in the form of strategic planning, providing you with kind of an IT roadmap that aligns with your budget and business goals. And we're also going to provide lifecycle management to ensure that you really get maximum return on investment from every IT investment you get. And then finally, we're going to also provide training for Microsoft 365, for your multi-factor, and for your endpoint detection. And this training is available to you online 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So here's what we hope that you'll take away from our This Isn't Your Daddy's Antivirus is modern cyber criminals right now are you taking advantage of hiding their attacks in memory rather than the way it used to be on a hard drive. And by deploying these in memory, it's really out of sight and out of mind to you. Um, Antivirus that you might have on your PC today, if you're kind of an old school PC user, does not protect you from these most recent types of threats. And we feel that EDR now is just like antivirus, you had to have it. We feel like EDR is the same thing now. You have to have EDR in your PC to protect yourself and to protect your business. And finally, over time, even EDR is going to have to morph and change. Otherwise, you're going to face a risk. And the trick for us here at AMP is just to stay ahead of the cyber criminals. So AMP can help you implement and support your endpoint detection and response for your organization today. It's something we've done for literally thousands of PCs throughout the Delaware Valley, and we'd be happy to do it for you. So if you'd like to try out EDR for your business, give us a holler and we can hook you up, ask you a couple of questions and get it installed so you can take a look at it yourself and see what it looks like.
And so I guess that's it for today. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you very much. Thanks for attending.